Good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Christy Ruppe. You're all here this morning for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause only means that it's more likely than not that you committed the crime in which you've been arrested. As you appear before me today, you're considered not guilty of what you've been charged with, and that status will remain with you through each stage of these proceedings up until changed by the state attorney's office if they prove the case against you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. In all likelihood, you're arrested on a bond or on a warrant or a new charge. Either way, you were given a bond pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of pre-trial release which will be imposed upon you. I will also determine this morning whether you would like to hire the Public Defender's Office to represent you. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, I will appoint the Public Defender's Office for you this morning. You are also entitled to make a phone call to let friends, family, or colleague, or your counsel know where you are. If you haven't been able to make that phone call yet, please let me know. I'll make sure you get that phone call today. Finally, and most importantly, you have the right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do so. These hearings are recorded, and there is an assistant state attorney in this courtroom writing down everything that you say. So anything you say about the facts of your case can and will be held against you in the prosecution of your case down the road. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Solemnly swear or affirm testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Okay, go ahead and put your hands down. As I call your name, please come forward to the podium. Stanya Garaya. Good morning. Can I have your date of birth?
Morning. 8/28/76.
You were here today for driving under the influence. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the Public Defender's Office?
Yes.
I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office. State for record.
No, Your Honor.
Ma'am, I have an address for you on Glen Ivy Terrace in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
How long?
Yes, ma'am.
A year.
Okay. Do you have a job?
I work at a cafeteria.
Okay.
I have counsel.
Alrighty. Alright, I'm going to set your bond at $500, and we're going to see you back to court on August 8th at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Okay, see you then.
Stripping from the docket. The judge wants to.
Thank you. Charlotte Joseph. Good morning. Can I have your date of birth?
9/30/85.
Okay. You are here today for 2 counts of possession of controlled substance, of possession of drug paraphernalia, and driving where your license is suspended or revoked. The bonds are currently about $6,000. I found probable cause for your arrest on each of these. Do you want me to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll appoint the PD. State for record.
Yes, Your Honor. In 2013, she had a felony driving on a suspended license that was reduced to a misdemeanor. 2013, another DWSR. 2012, she was released from the Department of Corrections, and that was based off of a trafficking in drugs. There was also a trafficking in heroin. Those were both from 2010. 2007 DUI. 2006 violation of probation for false information to law enforcement. In 2005, a plea to elude. 2005, possession of marijuana. And that's all I have.
Okay. Ma'am, I have an address for you on Campbell Drive in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
Over 20 years.
Do you have a job?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to set the bond account number 1 at $4,000. Account number 2 is $4,000. Account number 3 is $2,000. Account number 4 is $2,000. It's $12,000. We'll see you back to court August 13th at 1:15. Misty Vaughn. Can I have your date of birth?
10/17/77.
You were here today for a domestic battery. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want me to appoint the Public Defender's Office?
Yes, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State prior record.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, I have an address for you on Hudson Ridge Drive in Port Richey. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
3 years.
Do you have a job?
No, I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Report.
Alrighty. I'm going to set your bond at $500. I need to hold you until 4 o'clock today, though. In case George McAllister wants to file an injunction against you, if he does file that injunction against you, you want to read it very carefully to be very specific as to how many feet you need to stay away from him, his home, his work, his car, or anywhere else where he may frequent. I'm going to order that you have no contact with George whatsoever. Do not call, do not write, do not email. If you see him out somewhere, you should turn around and go the other way, and if he calls you, you should hang up the phone. If you have any contact with Mr. McAllister while this case is pending, you could be arrested on another charge and held without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to see you back to court on August 8th at 9 a.m. See if you can reach out to your public defender, okay?
Okay, wait, can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
Does that mean that he's going to keep our daughter in the meantime?
That, I don't know what your custody arrangement is. All I am telling you is you cannot have any contact with him. Okay, that doesn't mean you can't have contact with your daughter. So if you need to arrange visitation, you need to just not have contact with him to do that.
So, my mom or somebody can?
With regard to custody, yes.
Okay,
Okay?
thanks.
Alexander Rustin.
Morning, Your Honor. I'm on behalf of Mr. Rustin.
Good morning. Mr. Rustin, can I have your date of birth?
7798.
Okay, you are here today for dating violence charge. Currently, there's no bond on that. Throwing deadly missile, 2 counts of that at $2,000 each, and criminal mischief. Looks like the bond is $500 on that.
I only seem to have, at least in the warrant and I only seem to have 1 count of throwing. Oh, it is 2 counts. Look at that. Interesting. I don't know how that works, but.
I guess because there was 2 victims, Ashley Pritchett and Adina Sparrows.
Okay.
That's why they charged 2 counts.
Understood. Okay.
That's the way I read it anyway. Okay, did you want to?
As far as, the throwing a deadly missile charge, Your Honor, I guess at the most liberal construction you could have of it, I guess you could argue that there's probable cause there, and we're talking about a glass ashtray. Didn't go through the window clearly. And in order for it to be considered throwing a deadly missile, it has to be something capable of causing death or serious bodily injury, and I think there's a threshold question there. His history is pretty remote. Any history he has is from juvenile days. I'm going to ask the court to consider reducing the bond to $1,000 on the throwing a deadly missile. And if you can make it $500 each, that would make some sense. I plan on filing a notice of appearance and representing him. The criminal mischief obviously is just a result of the throwing a deadly missile charge, so they're kind of the same thing. And then obviously the dating violence charge. Obviously, there's probable cause with regard to that based upon the allegation. It's interesting to note that the victim's friend recorded the incident, but somehow didn't record the battery incident. I'd ask the court to consider a low $500 bond on that.
Okay. Great. State prior record?
Your Honor, he has 2 prior juvenile charges. One was in 2016. It's a battery. It doesn't show a disposition. And then the second one was in 2015, a bat Leo. It looks like that was possibly a diversion. It shows a guilty plea, but then it shows a disposition of dismissed. And that's all we have, noting that he is 20, so that would be fairly minimal history. And we would ask the court to leave the bond at $2,000 on throwing a deadly missile into a dwelling or vehicle. The 2 counts of that, we don't have the facts in front of us, or at least I don't. All I have is that he was arrested on the warrant. It's okay. And given that it is a second-degree felony, I would ask that the court set that, or keep that at $2,000 each.
Okay. Mr. Rustin, I have an address for you on Tracer Drive in Lutz. Is that where you live? Or Lutz? How do you say that?
Yes.
All right. How long do you live there?
Here.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Yeah.
What kind of work do you do?
Artist officer.
Okay. All right. Count number 1, the dating violence. I'll set the bond at $1,000. Count number 2 is going to be $500 for the first count of deadly missile. Second count deadly missile, $500. Second count of criminal mischief, $500. I'm going to hold you until 4 o'clock today. In case Ashley Pritchett wants to file an injunction against you. If she does file that injunction against you, you want to read it very carefully, and your attorney can go over it with you. It'll be very specific as to how far away you need to stay from Ashley. Don't have any contact with Ashley or Adina. Is that how you say that? Don't have any contact with either one of them while this case is pending, okay? If you do have any contact with either one of them, you can be charged with another crime and held without bond, okay?
All right.
We're going to see you back to court on August 13th at 1:15 in the afternoon.
That's all I have, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Eric Harper? Mr. Harper, can I have your date of birth?
7/29/82.
Okay, you were here today for a failure to appear. It looks like you had court yesterday in front of Judge Merritt, and it also appears that you showed up sometime later in the afternoon. But you were set for trial on Monday, it looks like. But Judge Merritt once struck you from the trial docket, and he wants you held no bond until you go in front of him on August 13th at 1:15 in the afternoon. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. And you do have the public defender's office, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll make
Yes,
sure
Your
they're
Honor.
still on this case, okay? Thank you. Zachary Lamb? Can I have your date of birth?
8/29/81.
Okay. You are here today for a DUI. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll play the public defender's office, please.
Your Honor, 2013, there was a contempt of court for violation of probation on a violation of injunction. It looks like that was dropped. In 2012, there was a child abuse, and there was, in 2011, a violation of injunction, a contempt of court for that. 2011, a violation of probation. 2010, violation of injunction. 2009, battery.
All right, Mr. Lamb, I have an address for you on Monarch Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yeah.
All right. How long have you lived there?
Like 6 months.
All right. You have a job?
Yeah.
What kind of work do you do?
I work at a hospital in Miami, making pacemakers and stuff.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and keep the bond at the $500, and we'll see you back to court on August 8th at 9 a.m., okay?
Alright.
Brandon Holland? Can I have your date of birth?
4/5/2000.
Okay, Mr. Holland, you are here today for violation of the RICO Act, home invasion, ×7, attempted murder. I did find probable cause for all of those. Did you want me to appoint the public defender's office?
No, I don't probably there.
Okay. Do you have the private attorney on your open cases already?
Yeah.
Okay, who is it?
Patrick the dude.
Oh. Okay. All right, well, you have two open cases, an 18 CF 928 and an 18 CF 927. There's probable cause to believe that you committed other crimes while you were out on bond on those cases.
Your Honor,
So-
I'm sorry, if I may, forgive me, but those two cases are actually incorporated into the new information, so the state will be filing no information through no process on his current cases.
Okay, so those are encompassed into what he was arrested for today?
Yes, Your Honor. We took all of the charges that him and his co-defendants have committed, we refiled as a RICO.
Okay. So you're going to no info the 927 and 928?
No process, yes, Your Honor.
Or no process those, and then what we have is left today?
Yes, Your Honor. So I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no, that's okay. All right, so. All right. All right, other than everything here, is there a prior record I need to know?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So I have an address for you on Crescent Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yeah, no.
How long have you lived there?
2 years?
All right, do you have a job?
Yeah, no.
What kind of work do you do?
Landscaping.
Okay. All right, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to keep the bond the same. So just so we're clear, 10,000, count 1, 30,000, count 2, 30,000, count 3, 20,000, count 4, 30,000, count 5, 30,000, count 6, 20,000, count 7. 30,000, count 8. 30,000, count 9. Is there 9 altogether? Everyone have that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Alrighty. What I'm going to do, though, because of the severity of these charges, is that if you are able to make a bond, I'm going to order a GPS so we can keep an eye on you. You'll have to pay for that GPS. You will not be allowed out of Hernando County or the state of Florida without leave of court. And it'll be an active GPS monitor. So if you are able to make that bond, we're going to put you on GPS. And we'll see you back to court on this case. You want to let your attorney know when your court date is, okay? We'll see you back to court on August 13th at 1:15.
Your Honor, still be asking for no contact with any of his victims.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
So we have, just give me one of the standard ones that doesn't have like the. Stephen Lopez. Did you have one? Oh. All right. Right, they're going to get rid of those cases, so we're just giving that new case. Mr. Lopez, can I have your date of birth?
8/12/99.
You are here this morning for an attempted murder. The bond is $20,000, and home invasion, the bond is $30,000. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
No, my parents will give me a lawyer.
Okie dokie. I'm going to need another GPS for this one. State crime.
Showing a juvenile 2016 robbery. Looks like a strong arm with no resolution showing.
Okay. I have an address for you, Markham Ave in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
3 years.
Do you have a job?
Landscaping.
All right, I'm going to keep the bond the same, $20,000, $30,000. I'm also going to give you a GPS. So if you are able to bond out, you're going to have to pay for a GPS to be placed upon you. It's an active GPS. You cannot leave Hernando County or the state of Florida without permission from the court, and you're to have no contact with the victims in your case, okay? We're going to see you back to court on August 13th at 1:15.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Thank you. Have a good day. Israel Lopez. I have your date of birth?
I'm 2863.
You are here today for a writ of bodily attachment indicating that you are severely behind on your child support payments. The purge amount right now is $910. Are you working right now?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
What kind of work are you doing?
I'm a painter.
Okay. Like a house painter?
I work for a painting company.
Okay. Is that full time?
Full time, yes, ma'am.
How long have you been doing that for?
For that company, 2 years.
So why haven't you paid your child support?
Ma'am, if I may, I have not missed the payment since I've been working. They directly take it out of my check, so I'm kind of confused. I don't understand why they said I didn't have any payment.
Okay.
I've been paying all this time.
All right. It says you are deficient. Let's see. This warrant has been outstanding since April of 2016. Not warrant, the writ of bodily attachment since April 2016, saying that you've been deficient and that you owe a total of over $1,000. So I don't know. Do you have more than one child support case?
No, ma'am. That's the only one.
Alrighty. Can you come up with an amount of money in order to get out of jail today? What can you come up with?
To get out of jail today? No, ma'am. If I may, with my job, my pay stubs to prove that I've been paying, ma'am.
Okay, but I can't really take that evidence today. You need to get in front of child support enforcement in order to clear that up. For today's purposes, all I'm finding is that you have the ability to pay. I have something from a judge saying that you haven't paid. So in order to get out of jail, you need to come up with some money. How much can you come up with?
Not today, ma'am. I have to actually come out so I can speak to my boss about that.
Okay. Well, then you're going to have to sit in jail for 10 days if you can't come up with any money.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how much? If you were able to come up with some amount of money, could you come up with anything?
Not today.
Okay. Well, you've been working full time for 2 years, and I have, like I said, I have information here that you haven't paid your child support. So what's going to happen is I'm going to find that you have failed to rebut the presumption that you have the ability to pay, that during the period of non-payment you've been able-bodied and able to comply with the child support orders, that you have the ability to pay a purge, and that you will be in willful contempt by this court because you have the ability to pay, and the sanctions will be imposed that you're going to spend 10 days in the Hernando County Jail, and you can't give me an amount of money, right, that you can come up with in order to get out of jail?
Not today, ma'am.
I didn't say you had to pay it today, but if you wanted to get out of jail, how much money could you come up with?
I would have to speak to my boss about that.
All right, well, I will go ahead and say that put a $100 purge on it. So you spend 10 days in jail or you pay $100. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Christopher Manuli.
Judge, there's a resolution on Mr. Manuli's case. We had previously...
Morning, Your
Okay,
Honor.
hold on. Mr. Manuli, can I have your date of birth?
6278, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Manuli, you are here for a failure to appear. You failed to appear in front of me on May 10th for possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia. The bonds are currently $20,000 and $8,000. I see you're represented by the Public Defender's Office, and they're telling me that you have a potential resolution in your case. Mr. Bauer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor. The reason for the FTA was that he was incarcerated down in Pasco. The agreement on Mr. Manuli would be for a 90-day sentence with credit for 90 days, and we'd ask for 26 days of coin because most of it was spent in Pasco. Is that something you want to do today, Chris? Time served? Get you out of here?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mully, do you understand that by taking a plea on this case today, you're giving up your right to go to trial?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Giving up your right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your behalf, and you're giving up your right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, Your Honor.
With regard to these charges of possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia, how do you plead? Complete no contest.
No contest, Your Honor.
All right, so he's going to be adjudicated, right? Did we
Yes,
talk
Your Honor.
about the driver's license issue?
I have not...
What is the status of your driver's license right now, Mr. Manuli? Do you know?
It is currently suspended at the time.
Okay. Well, it's going to be suspended again because of the plea in this charge. In order to get your driver's license back or even to get a hardship, you need to take that up with the DMV. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With regard to the possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 90 days in jail, give you credit for the 90 days that you have. You'll have fines and court costs, Madam Clerk, of $621. You also have the cost of incarceration for the 26 days that you spent in the Hernando County Jail and the public defender fee.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you.
And for the record,
Have a
the
good day.
state is in agreement with that. Those are the notes that we had.
Charles Murnigan. Have your date of birth?
9573.
You were here today for driving on a suspended driver's license. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Do you want the public defender's office?
If I can take care of it today myself, it's not public defender.
Okay. We'll point to public defender's office, Steve.
Your Honor, it looks like in May he had a driving on a suspended license out of Sumter County.
Okay. I have his driving record. Is there anything other than that?
There was a violation of probation in March, a failure to appear in 2016. It doesn't show what the charges were.
Okay. All right, I have an address for you on Lee Street in Wildwood. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
6 years.
Do you have a job?
I work for myself.
What kind of work?
Anything.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set the bond at $1,000, and we're going to see you back in court on August 13th at 1:15 in the afternoon, okay?
All right.
Alrighty. John Paulding. Have your date of birth?
January 21st, 1974.
Okay, you were here for a writ of bodily attachment indicating that you have not paid your child support. It looks like the purge amount that they're asking for is $919. And I'm looking from a writ of bodily attachment dated April 20th of 2018. What have you been doing for work?
My father was at the end of the road, Alzheimer's and dementia, and I was taking care of him until he passed in April.
Were you getting paid for that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, what are you doing for work?
I was just starting the job Monday.
What kind of work?
Landscape.
Is that going to be full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
How much money are you going to be making?
$12 an hour.
All right. How much money can you come up with in order to get out of jail?
Unfortunately, right now I have no money.
Okay. Gonna do an order for a motion for civil contempt here, saying that you failed to rebut the presumption that you have the ability to pay child support, that during the period of non-payment you were able-bodied and employable and able to earn money, that you are able to pay a purge, able to work. Hopefully we can still get you started on Monday, but you're either going to spend 10 days in the Hernando County Jail or you're going to come up with $100, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Michael Silver. Can I have your date of birth?
4561.
All right. You are here today for an assault on law enforcement officer, violation of an injunction for domestic violence, and resisting officer without violence. Is there a prior record?
Yes, Your Honor. In 2017, he had a driving on a suspended license. He was released from the Department of Corrections in 2015, July of 2015. Looks like he violated probation on a fraud charge, insurance fraud, grand theft of statutory property, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. Those were from 2013, and then he has charges out of state. Looks like from New Jersey and New York, starting in 1979 all the way up to 2008. In New York in 2008, he had drug charge, DUI, and it looks like he did receive probation for that charge. In 2006, he had a theft that may have been no prost, and then several other charges that were similar to that, and that information in 2000, he had a DUI, again out of New York. He was placed on probation, and then he was at some point paroled on that. In New Jersey, he had, in 2002, there was a terroristic threat. In 2003, he had possession of a controlled substance. In 1999, he had a resisting arrest. 1995, he had an aggravated assault and resisting arrest. In 1990, he had a disorderly conduct. 81, possession of a weapon. 80. Let's see. Then in 79, it looks like these are not easy to read. A possession of a weapon again.
Okay. Sir, I don't have an address for you. Where are you living right now?
Wasn't 3385, no longer there anymore.
Okay. All right, that's okay. Do you have a job?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
Handyman working. I'm on Social Security.
Okay. All right. I found probable cause for what you were arrested for. I'm going to give you a bond on these cases. So the bond account number 1 is going to remain at $1,000. Count number 2 is going to be $5,000, and count number 3 is going to be $2,000. I'm going to see you back to court on August 8th at 9 o'clock in the morning, okay? Do you want the public defender's office appointed on your case?
Let me think about it.
Okay, we'll put you in as self-represented right now. All right, did we get everyone at the jail?
Excuse me.
Okay, have a good day.